Hello, everybody. Why is the video camera? Oh, there's the video camera. Hello, Andrew. I'm just waiting for Theo to join us because he's the other co-presenter. Andrew, if you want to put your video camera on so we can all see you, feel free to go ahead and do that. But otherwise, you're just going to lurk. Not a problem. So I'll give everybody a few minutes here. Often is an experiment going on. So did you use that standard link I put in the chat, Andrew? And can you hear me? Say yes yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. As I say, I'm just waiting for a couple more people to join us. Otherwise, I'm talking to myself, and much as I like that, it's not great. Great video. So let's okay. Yeah, that's the best link. That brings you straight in, and you're up on air. So if you had video and audio on, you would all be part of the recording. Andrew just said that he used a link in Slack in order to join this conversation. Where is everybody? Normally they're here by now. I know it's a sunny summer's day, but hopefully they are going to turn up. Otherwise, I'm going to. So I'm going to share my screen for a second. So, Andrew, while we're waiting, let's show you what we've done in the recent past. A couple of change sets we put in here. We just got props on this change set. This is in the general archive in PHP. It's a really old file. This is 13 years old, this file. And if you look at this regex, sprintf template they had here, and work out what they were trying to do. We got in a small patch which basically tidied it up and used the add query argument function. And so this unreadable piece of code now becomes MW and really readable, and pass the URL in at the end. So just a little tidy up of code that we did. And then we had some unit tests, and we got props on this. So this was the patch. So the actual patch itself that got in was this. They added this basically set of unit tests to test the start and end of the week, a function that's called twice in WordPress. And then we wrote this function last weekend to add to the constructor of the locale to try and pass in unit tests, to pass in a language parameter to switch the language. This did not fly. They didn't like this, primarily because this function could fail because we're doing a remote download call in order to get the language. So that was a no-no. But I think the unit tests themselves need to go back in at some point and get tests. And if we look at the ticket, it got no. But they are working on switching. They are working on doing a language switch here. So this actually I think is going to fly, and it's in the list of stuff that's going to be done. There's a fighting chance that this will happen. So currently there is this patch which is switching languages. So this is a new locale. Hey, Theo's made it.
Hey Paul, how are you?
Good. We've got a lurker.
That's Andrew.
Yep.
Yeah, I know Andrew. I know him.
Yep. So I was just saying that patch we wrote last time didn't fly.
What was the problem with it?
Fundamentally because we were doing a remote call as part of the constructor. So there is a function. They are writing a function, and I believe it's going to go into this version.
Okay.
So they've added this this function, and they're looking at adding that into the version this version. And I thought we could read this through because I'm not sure that what happens if the function if the library is not installed, if the language set is there. Here.
Translation for local.
So what we've got is a couple of exposed functions, okay, and a class,
Okay.
which actually does the switching, and they're declaring a global WP language switcher, and we switch to locale, we restore to locale. So
And where does this class live?
It's a new file. They're adding it. So if it has for each
Translation local.
So I'll just, we wrote a function which switched the locale by changing the locale, reloading the locale itself.
Right.
And what they do is they add a new locale here. Yeah. They're not passing any parameter into it. I think what they're doing is just setting up all the parameters and then just calling it.
They build a brand new one. Isn't that duplicating code?
Well, yes, but that's okay. What they do, they park the old one into here.
Okay.
So they park the old one, the old object into an object here. Yeah.
I see.
So all that gets locked into there, and they come into here, and then do they do a lookup? As local locale get current locale, get that. So they stick it in there, but do they look for it? I don't like that because I think they should do a. They're storing it, okay? They're storing it, yeah.
Right. Fittings local. Okay. Single block storage.
So original locale gets put as part of the constructor. The locale gets put into the original locale. You've got a locales array. On switch, so the locale which you're calling, which will be, what's that going to be? A string, so that's en, yeah? En gets stuck into there as an object y. So what?
Array.
They're making an array of locale. Yeah, it's just going to say en. Yeah?
Okay.
Or fr, whatever it is. Yeah? So you get the locale, current locale. if that matches that return, that makes sense. You get the global IA10 object. Get the text domains for that. Yeah.
All right.
Has
And then,
translation for current locale, but where's they changing it? I don't get this.
oh, they get.
So we switch locale, we pass in a string, en, fr. That string gets passed into here. I wonder if we should actually try and... I think we're going to have to download this file and try and run it.
Okay, but where are they planning to store this?
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. If we go back to the ticket, which is this one.
Switch to locale revisited. So the one that is not revisited is it's from 2 years ago.
Yeah. So there's a refresh here.
Okay. Just.
Oh, that's a bit bigger.
And it's not in there.
It's not in yet. It's not been pushed in. So, source class locale, and what's this other one? So one is the double locale function. So they have all of the stuff that's in W. Yeah. So what's currently in there, which is where we were fiddling with last week. Yeah. They've moved it out. Yeah. And they're requiring that and requiring that. Yeah.
Right.
And then exits it out. So most of this is gone. Yeah. Shall I put this patch on and see what we get?
Right.
So do they now pass a variable into the locale? I'm going to download this patch. Right, show that in folder. Cut that.
Okay.
Okay, so I patched all the items.
Okay.
And if we come up to here, we had, well, by the way, congratulations on your that last patch you just got in.
Oh, thank you. Only the next version, right?
Yep, you're in. What was I doing? I was in. Interesting. Look, they're calling their own function. Oh, it's for backwards compatibility. I remember this now.
All right.
Interestingly, that's not been found. If they've got this right, they're missing they're missing stuff.
And in the process of populating the variables?
Yeah. Okay, genitive, month, initialization function. They don't have the genitive established. Let's go and look at the patch. I think we're going to have.
It's probably because it's an old patch.
No, this is the new patch.
New one, yeah, you're right. Okay. They might be copying this logic from the old one, maybe.
Yeah, they missed it. Because that should be up here. And they didn't copy it from the locale. Let's do a search. Was it never declared? It was never declared. Yeah, it was never declared. Am I reading this right? No, it was never declared. It was always been dynamically declared. So, so where is it? Month, just after month. Since what version were we on?
At 4.6?
Um, 4.6.0. Well, that's a patch. Who wants it? Come on, Andy. Andrew, do you want this patch? You can get yourself on in lights now. Well, is he chatting to us? Laughed out loud. Oh, dear me. Yep. Still getting up with VVV here. Okay. Yeah, so that is a patch. We probably should sit that on as a... so there's almost two patches there, actually. There is a patch to this patch, and then there is a patch to the original locale. Yeah? Just in case this doesn't go in. Yeah?
In the ticket?
Yeah, it's a ticket.
Okay, there's one patch. That's the one you applied.
Well, yeah, I've applied the patch to my local machine, so I can patch the patch. Yeah.
Right. I see.
Yeah, so I can come in here and I can do SVN create patch. Yeah. And any idea what I changed? Oh shoot, what was in that patch? Quite a lot was in that patch, wasn't it? So I need to bundle the whole patch back up again.
So
I've got a patch.
You're doing the patch not against the patch, but against the...
Yeah, against core. Which will include all,
latest version of core.
Yeah, which will include all the patches. Yeah. We should be writing some unit tests that. Well, we have some unit tests around this stuff. But so there's this locale switcher now. I'm still not convinced it switches. If you could write some unit tests that test the switches.
Right.
Yeah? So shall we do that and put that in as well? Yeah. Would that make sense? Yeah. Specifically around the switching. So there's two exposed filters, right? There is That's all. I need to go and look at the patch again. So they set it in WP settings, local storage. Class for the local storage object with a getter. Don't know what that's doing. Right, let's write a unit test. I think it should go in here, shouldn't it? They might move it around. our fingers at the moment.
Trying to apply this patch here, but no success.
You didn't manage to get it to work?
I'm trying to command line. This is the first time I'm doing it.
Oh, okay. It's an SVN patch, don't forget, not a get patch.
Yeah, yeah.
So we have GB, ENGB, and it's okay. So this should be loaded now. Switch to locale. And in WP settings, stick it over there so I can see it. $370 there. So they're doing globals WP. So if we get global, that should be the object. And we're going to switch it to ES, and that's a string. And so everybody understands why we picked that one. If we go and look at our test data, in the unit tests, there are two language sets. There's GB and ES. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And we're going to do asserts equals. And at locale. Does that look right to you?
Switch. Okay.
Well, we've actually got a folder called locale. Maybe this should be in there. Let's move this file.
Okay.
I also want to make sure that our existing functions work as well. Well, they won't now because they're going to break. Because they're relying on the switch stuff that's not there. Class not found.
Um, is it- so the class is not being loaded. Um,
So did we miss something? So where in the patch does the file get loaded?
WP settings.
No, I think it gets pulled in the require once there. Yeah, so it's in the locale PHP.
Right.
Okay, that hasn't got the patch on it. Because it's still got R code in it. Yeah. So that hasn't been stripped. Dear me. Let's try reapplying that patch.
So where's the missing code?
It's not in this file. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to revert this file locales yeah, because look, this is R code. Yeah.
Okay.
So okay, so this is now reverted. Okay. And now I can apply the patch to it. Yeah.
So there was something wrong in the process of applying the patch?
Well, no, because the issue was that we had code in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which
and it conflicted with the patch when you applied.
Yeah. I'm guessing.
I see. Makes sense. So when you're using Turtoise, it doesn't give any error message, conflict message?
It did, but I thought I'd solved it.
I see.
Right. Yeah. So it's showing that. Oh, that's that class. Yeah, well, I've changed that one. I don't want to apply that patch. But what I want to do is apply that patch. Yeah?
Right.
Patch selected file. Okay? And then if I come back to here, yep, all gone. Okay? That makes sense, doesn't it? That's a bit of a smaller file.
Right. If you try to run the test again.
Yep. That's what unit tests are good for.
Switcher.
Did I put the right file in there?
Switcher.
That's files for the files. It's wrong. Hey, it don't work.
There was an error. Array keys expect 79.
So, so what is this?
79 on the class, isn't it? Probably the constructor.
79. So in that one?
Yeah. 79 switch.
Array keys I18. I18 is the global.
So null was given. That's
Yep. So what happens here? Why is this potentially null? So if global is we have to test for that? There are no translations loaded. Have we load? We can test. But I'm not sure this is right. You know. What's it trying to do here? Get the text domains. Has translation for the locale. We're doing that twice. Why are we doing that? Current locale.
So it first loads this array with all the translations for the current one, and it keeps it. I don't know why.
Yep, it sticks it into their current locale text dimension. It's just storing it.
But why? It's already storing the locale.
That's the current locale. So this is the current locale. We're sticking it into the translations array, and then we then go get the
new one.
The new one and stick that into the translations array as well.
Yep.
Okay, well we'll see what that does to the patch. It doesn't do any harm to put some protection around it, but
101.
101.
So it's being referenced again. The null. Yeah.
And here.
It's being referenced everywhere.
So if it's null, how do we instantiate it? Let's try that approach.
Okay. Let me see if I can find places in the code.
Yeah, I would guess in settings. Nope. There's a never declared as a global.
Is it somewhere, some patch that was not applied again?
Well, it's load text domain uses it. Get translations for domain. Unload. Is text domain loaded? Switch locale. Restore locale. I don't know where this is declared.
Let's see.
Now it's used several places. So load text domain. Adds items to the array. I think it's declared in load text domain. But it's not declared as a global or as an empty array. So I'm almost wondering if it should be added to the settings. Yeah. But what should it actually have in it?
Yeah, the only way to know is looking at the place that is instantiated.
What happens if we just run set locale first? Actually, there is a global in here, so we can actually run that without. Well, that gets called. In settings, we build the locale into the global. So let's just see if we've got it. That's a mystery, isn't it?
Yeah, big one. Still trying to find.
I think it's a load text domain.
Load text.
That's a mod file. Nope, can't run that because you need the file to load that with.
I think a load text domain maybe.
Load. Yeah, if you see, but that's got required items in it. Yeah. I need to put it in its the name of the locale and where it is. It's the physical file.
The domain and then the file. Yeah.
Yeah.
Computer domain file.
There's a just in time. But these are plugins and themes, so that's not going to help us because we're having to load core.
Right.
There's a load text domain here. What's this? WP theme. Yeah, WP theme. Not extendable, so we can't use that.
Um, right, load text in it. There is a function in a test, load text domain just in time.
Yeah,
.php. Is that the one you're looking?
yeah, I looked at that, but that's in themes. It loads the themes and the plugins.
No. That's a test file.
Okay.
Load text domain just in time .php.
Right, let's look at that test then.
Tests L10N. Yeah, this guy. And then at some point it adds the filter override load text domain. Line 96 and 98.
Yeah, but this is all about this function. Sorry, the is all themes. This function, what it does is it says, do I have a file for this theme or plugin? And if so, let's just load it without
Right.
having to do load test domains. It's still not instantiating the A18N. Yeah, because that's the issue. Is we don't have I18. We don't have this object.
I think the only way to to have it filled is calling load text domain, right?
Yes, but we have nothing to load into it. Well, I suppose we could.
I see. So there is another text. There's another test that calls this function. It's on L10N.php.
Yeah.
Line 41. No, that's in the root. Yeah. Line 41. Oh, there is a simple MO.
Okay.
You see? That's how they did it.
Okay. Well, let's do that then.
And probably after that, we're going to have something on the global variable, right?
Well, let's see what that does when we just run that for now.
I'm going to be back soon, Paul.
Hmm? Okay. Guess what? Are you back, sir? We got a green bar.
I'm back.
We got a green bar.
Did it work?
Yeah.
Cool.
So what I'm going to do is, I think if it's null, sorry, if it equals null, yeah, we're out of here because we haven't got a translation in order to switch from.
Makes sense.
Yeah. 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 So let's write a unit test that does that. Don't need the global. Load a dummy line in order to set up I18N. All right. Does that make sense in comment-wise?
There's a space. Yeah.
So should we return false? Should this function return false? Because there's nothing to tell me that I've got a failed. So I think this should return a value.
Right. Otherwise, what do you get? You don't get anything, right?
There is nothing. There's no return.
I see.
So let's put a return true on the bottom of here. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. So we know we did it. Yeah. And that's a false up there. Yeah. Any other returns in here? No. Okay, so we don't need any of this junk because we're going to switch that. So that returned null. So why'd that return null? Ah, let's go down to here. So that's what. Oh, there is no return on this function.
Yep. Just add, yeah.
It returned true. Did I do some functions wrong here? It switched language. Ah, guess what?
It worked.
Change the order of the tests. Yeah? Have we got a function to unload? Because we got a text domain loaded. Yeah? Now, is that kind of okay? Have to do this first, because once we load the text, we've got a domain.
The thing is, we probably should set in the same method. Note, make sure that we are unloaded.
Yeah.
So the order shouldn't matter, right?
No, but unload test domain. We've switched. Yeah. At this point, we're in ES. So I'm going to run that function twice. Nah. That doesn't unset it. Oh, sorry,
no,
I got to do that, haven't I? Yeah. I don't know. Not sure that's going to do it. I think we have to set the global, the I19 to nothing.
You're doing two things there, right? So you're
Yeah, which is not right, because there is no instantiation for the I18 object. It's just being done as a side benefit of loading the text domain.
yes. Is there a call to unload the locale too?
Nope. Nope. Once it's in, it's in.
Forever.
Yeah.
All right. Load text domain. So you're setting back to null then?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just sort of experimenting a little bit at the moment. Virginia's been asking me whether we should keep this going through this through the summer or take a break. What do you think?
If you're not going to be around, Paul, we can have a break.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be planning to be around. Maybe we'll miss a couple or something. You know, not do one a month or something, but I'd like to try and keep it going.
Right.
So that works. Okay.
Okay. It's really false. You set it back to no. Shouldn't you declare the global first thing? Oh, the first thing in the previous method.
Probably. I still don't really like what I've done there.
Right. A low text domain, that was not enough.
I don't even know we need to do that because what we're testing here is the global there.
Let me see if I can find any other place that is unloading those variables there.
Yeah. I almost feel there should be a if it's not declared, then we should have a function, you know, initialize, you know, configure with just something, the default. Yeah.
You mean in this test class?
Well, even in the class itself, or there should be some function somewhere that's picking that up.
Okay, you're talking about the switcher then. If we ask switch when we don't even have a local,
well, we can't switch because we've got nothing to switch from.
We just return it. So you want to add in this test?
What it should be doing is doing a text load at that point. But how did you text load?
Without what is doing it currently is it the theme part that do the first text loads?
No, well, admin's got one. Either the admin or the theme will load a text load.
I see.
But because we're running it without, we don't.
If you get the logic from how the admin is doing it,
Maybe. But the question is, would the switcher ever be called in isolation?
will the switch?
That's what I think it should do. And it does it. Yeah.
Right.
There is one other path in here that we should be testing. That is, we don't have the locale we want to switch to. Okay.
Okay. Should return false when we try to switch.
Yep. And that should stay on English US. Yeah. And I want to try that up here before I do a reset. Yeah. And that which one it should be on English.
English. So you set to English. Shouldn't it be? Oh, I see. I see.
All right.
Why are you doing it 2 times, Paul?
Because
one exists.
Yeah. Well, so at this point, I'm on English. Yeah. This should assert false and keep it on English.
Right.
Okay. I've done a reset here. We're now back to US, and I'm doing it again to make sure it doesn't move it off that.
I see. Restore locale.
Takes you back to the root.
Where's it coming from, this function?
So here's the actual function.
Oh,
but it's just
you added to the switcher. No. Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's just in the switcher. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and it didn't work.
7 failures.
Got 2 failures.
2? Oh, 2, yeah.
True.
Failed.
After failure and ES at the front end. So there's a failure in here, and that failed as well because it didn't finish to here. That's why that failed.
Right. What was the line that failed first?
Don't know if we know. It came back as true. So that came back as true.
Switch to local XX.
True.
27. Switch to local. So
I would have thought.
Mm-hmm.
I would have thought. Sorry. It switched to itself. That returns false. I did the wrong test. I don't think that should return true. It switches to a locale even if it hasn't got one.
Even if you haven't what?
Look, it switched to something.
Even though it doesn't exist, right?
Yep. There's no sanity check in here.
So where this check should be in the fact that if the file was found or not.
So you do a
Else.
oh, load default text domain.
That's not right. So it will be whatever code you put there, but in the end will be English.
I wonder if we can use that to load the translate. We do that up here.
I see. Instead of calling, okay.
Is there an unload? Where was that function? So it was in here. All right, so well, all these switches should have a test on them because they do return something now.
Right.
Restore, does that have anything on it? That restores, that actually brings back the, if you look at what that comes back with, it comes back with the locale. So that comes back with the one it restored.
Well, not the original one.
No, that should be false. So which one's failing?
There's
There's only one left now.
$20. Yeah.
So that's returning false.
So you should local put it out. Yes.
Because this is no longer working. Yeah.
Right. $51. 33 is the one after the var dump that fails.
Yep. So that is returning this. Okay, that's interesting. 1 second. Does it step back them, or is it just
34. There is a no, there is a semicolon lost there. Line 32.
Oh yeah. So it's whatever was the first one. We go back to that. We go to GB things, and we don't go back to the US. So that returns ES, but the locale at this point is US. Explain that.
Restore. So when you run restore locale, it gives you what exactly? What it returns?
It returns to the locale, so a string.
The locale that is restoring to.
Yes, but at this point I've got US, so it's not working.
Are you sure the restore returns the one that it was restored or the one that is being replaced?
Okay, so it gets the last item in the locale. Look, end.
The last item.
Original locale.
If and otherwise we'll get the original one. It gives you the last one. or the original one?
Yep.
Okay. In this case, it's giving you the last one.
Yep. But if I run it again, I don't go back anymore.
If you run again, you're getting the last one. The other, then you're getting the same one.
Yeah.
Because it will still be the last one.
So where's the original one set?
When you in the constructor, right?
In the constructor.
And I think when you switch to
But the constructor, at the point that this is constructed, we don't have a locale. We don't have an EN set up, so there's no locale.
True. I mean, not in this, not when we're testing.
Well, do we have it? But WordPress is loaded. You know, WordPress is fully loaded at this point.
Right.
But it doesn't have admin or front end on it.
And these are the parts that call the load text, right?
Yeah.
These are exactly the parts that call it.
Yep. But now explain to me why I get English US at that point. Look, I get GB here. I get ES comes back, but the locale is now US. That's wrong. It is wrong.
Get local US. When did you pass US to it?
I didn't.
You never.
It's a default.
Is it the default?
Yep, yeah. ENUS is a default. So this load text domain.
It's not GB then.
No.
Okay. When you restore the locale, is the array is any element removed from the array? Or it will be there forever?
There's no unset here.
No, when you do the restore.
This is the restore.
Okay, and if it's add filter. Local and
Where's the filter? Where's that value? Where's that? It's a private, it's global. That's global. That's is that referenceable from inside here? Because that's a global variable. I mean, class level variable.
is it a class variable?
Yep.
It's never going to work then.
Yep.
It's never going to pass there. I mean, yeah. over on the right to its last element.
So now it's back to US. Yeah. So now it actually does what I think it should have done.
Right.
Yeah. So it now does that. Yeah. So it does that. There should be with 37. It's returning
7. When you restore, you keep getting the same one. It makes sense. Every time you run restore, you're going to get the last one.
$39. Yeah, it doesn't go back to the English now. Yeah, it doesn't go back to English.
Right.
Okay. So do you think, because now we've got fixed this, yeah? Yeah, because we're fixing the filter back. Add the filter. Should there be a default original? And we go back to original. Yeah.
Say it again.
Whether we should add to this a parameter to set original, revert to original. Because I can't get back here now.
Yeah.
I cannot get back
after you add the first one, you can ever get back to the original.
That's right.
Yeah, that makes sense. For them to do like a hard reset.
What do you reckon? Just how do I do this? Because you've got that in there.
Or
I think I'm going to
I would add an or.
Yeah, but the or is going to change this to true, or because it's changing that, it's setting that value, you see, and that's passing that in.
I see. What if you take that call outside then? No, but then same problem.
Yeah. I'll just do if false and do it twice.
Right. if false equals reset.
No.
I think you can put in the first condition as the first condition if false
we can set the locale here. If it comes in here, it resets it. Yeah. If that's not false, we don't come into the reset. If it doesn't get to here, it doesn't go. I think we can do that. Yeah.
false equals reset. What is if reset is true?
Then this becomes true. This doesn't get set. Yeah, it's this value. So we declare locale at the start of it. Yeah.
Okay.
If this is false, we comes into here. We set it to this. Yeah. If that is set, then the global add filter gets set as well. Else we come out the bottom.
Right.
Yeah. So let's just run the unit tests as is. Yeah. And that won't do absolutely anything at all, because this now needs to have a reset on it. Yep. Right. So we didn't break anything. Okay.
Good.
And what we need to do is go into here now. And just put that as true. And hopefully we will then have 14 assertions and they'll all be true. Worked. Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's the point we should stop.
Right.
Just a bit of a tidy up. Any sort of
the commented
dummy. Load.
in order to actually it's not, it's the global L10 N, right?
Yep.
Ten.
And not 18. Yeah. So it's I18N, internationalization,
Or
L10N,
L10N.
language,
Location?
location,
I don't know.
whatever.
Some I need some. Okay. Notice that.
Okay, we've got some tests.
What about these two commented lines in the middle? Yeah.
That's failing. That we haven't built that code. You know, how do we know if we're trying to load the same? If there's so it will load domains that don't exist. Yeah, which I kind of.
I see. So
Yeah,
we have to work on that still.
and if it loads the same domain, it will just load it.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't return false when it's trying to load the same domain because the current domain.
Okay.
See, I thought that should be returning false on that. Yeah. So why isn't that returning false there?
Mm, 29.
Asking for yes for currently that. Yeah, we're asking for ES. We're currently US. We're currently US. It's always US. Get locale in here, always returning US. I've got to have these up in front of me. Yeah.
Right.
I've set it to GB. Yeah.
Make sure there's GB.
And that should just be 2 values returning there. That works. That returned.
So in case it is the same one, it's returning false.
Yes.
What's the reason for that?
Well, it was returning before.
It's kind of misleading.
33.
It's like it's giving the same result.
Yeah, okay, I understand what the problem was. Because yes, but it was just returning. Yeah, it was just returning. So we could just set that back to return. Yeah.
Right.
Don't bother to do anything. We're in the order there, so we'll just return it. Okay. So we switch twice. This should still. This is failing now. $29. Doesn't.
That is going to be false.
That's null. Yeah.
Right.
And I need to try and stop because food's coming.
$33.
Got to stop. Yes, basically we'll keep it going unless we've got things in the way. We'll just cancel out what we need. Yes. I'm trying to wrap up. Just trying to do this last little thing. We're wrapping up. So that's. I kind of prefer it to when it did return a false. Yeah.
Right.
Or why didn't it just return the locale here? Well, that'd be nicer, wouldn't it? Rather than passing true back, return locale or false.
So it will return false if it's the same one is already loaded too, right?
Yeah, which is not right. So let's do that.
Yeah.
And at the end, we can do the same.
So we have three scenarios, like not found, switch successfully,
done, and we get the current string back.
And no switch.
Yeah, and false. Yeah. Yeah. So all of these equals becomes. So that becomes that now. That becomes that, which I kind of prefer. And this becomes that. Yeah. Right, let's see what that does as a runner. $33. When we restore the locale, doesn't go back to there. What's it getting back? It's getting GB back.
Because that's the last one you switch to. And you didn't do the hard.
That's right, I'm not doing a hard at this point, but I should be. See, I should be GB.
You switch before, and then.
Yep, so it should be.
It should be the first one.
But it's going to GB. I've done 2 switches to DB here. Yeah.
Okay.
But does it set the?
The first restore will be you got the last one.
Look. It sets the locales, yeah, before it does the test. Because if it doesn't switch, it shouldn't set it.
Right. Oh, I see. So it's stacking identical locales.
Yeah.
I see.
And it comes back with an empty string. Expected empty, actuals ES. So did I just copy something that made a mistake? Yeah, because what was happening is because we got two switches, yeah, it was going GB at this point. And that should not be GB, that should be ES, because it's the last time we actually switched it.
I think it will always return the last one, right?
Yeah.
I think you're still going to get GB unless you force.
All right, so you do that. Okay, let's come back to here. And we're going to do restore local. I've got too many of him here. All right. Why are we getting
22?
Yep,
Oh, should be
oh,
false.
No, that should be get locale is that one. So this was what was throwing me. Let's go back and move this down here. And that
33?
Yeah. 33, because I did that extra one. Yeah, I don't need that extra one now. Yeah, it sets it straight back because this doesn't get set. That one isn't setting it now. So if it doesn't set the, if it doesn't change it, it just was the last one. Yeah, it doesn't add it to the list of the array.
It doesn't duplicate it.
Yeah, which I think is better, isn't it?
Yeah. We don't need to keep track of a history of attempts.
Yeah.
To switch.
So I think okay. Add here so not to record duplicate switches.
Yeah.
Okay. And a bit of space around it just to make it readable. Okay.
Right.
Looks like I've been Quickly do this. Come on. Come on, come on. Yeah. Oh, that's just tidying it up a little bit. False as the default. Okay, ticked. Class is good. Okay. I'm sure this will get butchered, but all right. So we need to now make the patch. In order to make the patch, I need to know everything that's in that patch.
Let me see if I can check here. In the files that are in the patch.
Yeah.
WP includes. No, that's the class WP locale.
Yeah. 1 second. I'm just cheating a little bit. All right. So I'm not going to apply the patch, but that gives me all of the files I need to have in the patch.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
Ah, it went away again. Okay. So let's. You're gonna have to tell me. Create a patch.
So the files that are in that patch, src WP includes class WP locale.
Yep. So let's just do select none. So we want that one, that
Class
one,
WP locale.
that one.
Class locale switcher, yes. Includes locale.
Yep.
That one, yeah. Includes POMO.php.
Yep.
WP settings.
Yep.
Includes class WP locale storage.
Yep. Got that. And what was
that? That was the last one.
And what was the thing we added?
The test.
Test. Class test. There's our test, isn't it?
class, yes, switch locale.php. That's the one you're writing.
Yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Let me count here. 1,
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yeah, you got to the number of 7.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it matches with my count.
So this is
Then the name.
yeah, I'll just switch.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, there's that. Yeah. So,
cool.
And that's in switch locale patch. Okay, so let's stick that there, and let's go to the thing here. Right. So we're going to add patch to this. I am aware that I am literally writing the thing and putting the patch in, and that's it done. We took a blue and ban on our side. Okay. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I'm running late. Oop. Running late here, so just been working on some unit tests.
And bug fixing for the new class.
I found a few problems stroke bugs.
For the switcher class.
Okay. If I just put this in here, can you pop yourself in here and do some comments, and I'll just go put this in the patch. Yeah. See new patch. Yeah. So let's submit that and come up the top here and put a file in here. Attach a file. Back. One got place. You want to make a few more comments about what we fixed? Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I've got to go and have food because it's late. But chip in here and put some comments about what you fixed. Yeah.
Okay.
Because you've been working on this as well, so yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Specifically that global stuff that was missing.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Bye. Cheers, mate. I'm going to stop the video now.
All right. See you, Paul.
Was that useful? I think we had a good session there.
Yep. Yep. Of course. Always.
All right. Tally ho.
See ya.